everyone, I'm Jasmine from Econ Valley's Microsoft team. In this video, I'd like to show you how you can start understanding your Azure costs from day one, how much you're spending, and where that money is actually going. We'll also take a look at how Azure Billing helps you get a clear picture of your current cloud spend, and uncover those everyday costs that are easy to overlook but keep adding up over time. This video will cover 3 key points. First, why many organizations have been using Azure for a long time, yet still struggle to quickly understand how much they're actually spending. Second, how Azure Billing brings scattered cost information together into a clear and easy-to-read dashboard. Finally, through a few live demos, I'll show how this kind of visualization helps with day-to-day operations, reduces unnecessary spending, and builds a stronger foundation for cost management. Have you ever been in a meeting that's just about to end when your manager suddenly asks, "So roughly how much are we spending on Azure each month?" The systems are running fine, performance is stable, the billing data is technically always available. But giving a clear, confident answer on the spot isn't that easy. It's not a capability issue. The challenge is that Azure costs aren't as intuitive as system stability. Your services might run smoothly for months, but costs shift slightly every day, influenced by traffic, data growth, and user behavior. Even if the architecture hasn't changed, spending can gradually drift. And with a billing structure that's already complex, opening it occasionally often just shows pages of numbers without highlighting what really matters. That's why it's so hard to give a precise answer when it counts. Why you should understand Azure costs from day one. Because by the time Azure costs clearly start going up, the best opportunity to optimize has usually already passed. That's because many of the things you could adjust were already there from the very beginning. They just weren't noticed early enough. If, from day one, you can clearly tell which costs are part of normal usage, which ones will continue over time, and which areas need closer attention later on, cost management stops being reactive. Instead of only reacting when the bill arrives, you build a model that's predictable and traceable. And when you combine that with budgets and alerting, you can catch issues before costs become a problem, keeping your cloud spend under control and enabling truly precise, effective cost management. Actually, the hardest part about Azure costs isn't the lack of data. It's having too much data, scattered everywhere, which makes it hard to make quick decisions at critical moments. That's why many teams only start reviewing costs after the bill comes out and end up reacting instead of proactively managing them. Azure Billing brings together billing insights, cost management, and optimization features into one place. With a clear visual dashboard, you can see both billed and unbilled usage in real time and easily break down the total cost by service, resource, or department. Combined with utilization analysis and budget alerts, it shifts cost management from reviewing bills after the fact to preventing issues and optimizing proactively. Next, let's walk through some real examples to see how it works. When most people manage cloud costs, the first reaction is usually to pull billing reports. But once the data gets large, it's actually hard to tell right away whether current spending really makes sense. So instead, we start with unbilled usage. Before the bill is even finalized, you can already see how much has been spent this month and how much budget you still have left. Here, you can filter by account and subscription to match your management structure. We also automatically compare last period's usage with the current accumulated spending, so you can quickly tell whether your spending pace is normal. As you scroll down, you can immediately see which resources take up the biggest share. And when it's time to report to management, the billing section already has all the details prepared. You can preview or download the reports directly, without spending hours manually breaking down the bill. Once you've solved the problem of unreadable bills, the next thing administrators really care about is this: who is actually using the money, and where it's being spent. In the cost dashboard, you can quickly switch management scopes by domain or subscription. Whether you're looking at a single account or a consolidated view across multiple subscriptions, everything is available in one click. Here, you can immediately see total costs for the year and the current month, with clear percentage indicators, so you can quickly tell whether spending is increasing, decreasing, or showing unusual changes. Scrolling down, the top cost-driving services are clearly visible. If you need to go deeper, the Cost Analyzer lets you break expenses down by service, resource group, or tax, turning a large, unclear total into traceable and actionable cost ownership. Finally, by using cost allocation tags, costs are properly aligned to departments, projects, or teams, so every expense has clear accountability and purpose. With this, internal discussions, project reviews, and optimization decisions are all driven by clear data, not guesswork or assumptions. Once you understand the cost structure and know where the money is going, there's one thing administrators worry about most: budget going out of control before anyone notices. When you enter the budget management page, the first thing you see is the overall budget status. You can immediately tell how many accounts are close to or already over budget, along with the remaining prepaid balance, so you know right away if there's any urgent risk. In the list below, each budget's progress is clearly shown. The progress bars make it easy to see which projects are spending too fast and which ones are still within a safe range. If adjustments are needed, you can directly review or edit budget settings. Whether it's a monthly budget, an annual budget, or a project budget for a specific period, everything can be managed flexibly. The key here is alert thresholds. You can set triggers by percentage or by actual amount. For example, notify at 90% or when spending exceeds a defined value. Once a threshold is reached, notifications are sent immediately, giving administrators time to adjust resource usage before the impact spreads. This kind of budget management isn't about limiting cloud usage. It's about keeping costs predictable, adjustable, and always under control. Once budget controls are in place, the final key question becomes, which costs should we tackle first? Not every cost needs immediate optimization. The real challenge is deciding what to prioritize. In the Cost Optimization module, you can see overall reserved instance and savings plan utilization at a glance, along with what your total pay-as-you-go cost will be without RI and the potential annual savings. The utilization trend uses intuitive color indicators to quickly show which resources are healthy and which ones may be over or under provisioned, indicating possible waste. Scrolling down, the list clearly shows actual resource usage, purchase capacity, real consumption, and the resulting potential loss. So instead of guessing, you know exactly which items are leaking money if no action is taken. From the coverage view, you can also see how many resources are still exposed to high-cost pay-as-you-go usage, helping you decide whether to adjust your purchasing strategy. Azure Billing Cost isn't about fixing everything at once. It's about identifying what truly matters first, so your team can focus time and effort where it creates the greatest impact. Azure Billing is not designed to turn you into a FinOps expert from day one. Instead, it starts by establishing visibility, helping you clearly understand what you are actually spending today. Once you have that clarity, you can use budget settings and alert mechanisms to control costs, keeping spending within a predictable and manageable range. Finally, when costs are under stable management, you can begin to evaluate where optimization truly makes sense, allocating resources to areas that generate real business value. You can only manage what you truly understand.